James Cole, let's get on.
Good, how are you, George? You well?
Linda. Sorry, Linda, thank you. Cameras all rolling at the back, all good, yeah? Excellent.
So Mo, up to 3 from Test retirement to batting at 3 and lead spinner in 3 games. How did it all come about, and how are you feeling about the prospect?
I feel fine about it. It's obviously going to be challenging batting 3 against Australia with the best bowling attack in the world, and but I would say, having done it in county cricket, I know it's completely different, but it's not alien at all. I've done it before for England as well, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good.
Will your experience help as well?
I hope so, and I hope, obviously, just hitting balls. I've been training quite a bit and just trying to get myself ready for a tough challenge against a good attack. Yeah.
You've batted everywhere in the top 8 for England in tests. Where does this sit with you? Where does it rank? Where do you feel your best position is, I guess?
I've always thought 6, 7 was always nice, but I do enjoy batting 3. I think the challenge of batting 3, and I think for the team, it's right now it's the best thing, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing against these guys that and getting challenged. I know it's not easy because they are obviously very good, but it's one of those things. Don't overthink it.
Will you be less aggressive, perhaps?
I'm not sure. We'll see on the day. I think depends. Sometimes if it's if I feel like I'm gone in and I'm playing well and I'm seeing the ball well, I might be aggressive. If they're bowling well, then I might not be aggressive. So I'll try and bat as properly as I can.
And Old Trafford is a venue that traditionally favours spin. You've got 16 wickets in 3 tests. You enjoy playing here?
I've always enjoyed playing here. I've always enjoyed bowling because there's always something. There's either spin, good spin, especially like day 4 or 5, but there's always a bit of spin, there's bounce, and so you've always got something to work with, and it's a great place to play Test cricket, and it's one of those grounds that I really look forward to bowling at.
Few days out, but do you think this track will be the same? It'll favour spin?
I'm not sure. I've not seen it, but I think it'll do a bit, obviously, because of the weather over the last few days, and which is what we want. We want a really good cricket pitch. We want a bit of everything, really. So hopefully we'll spin, especially back in.
How's the finger? All fixed, or still giving you some trouble?
No, finger's good now. Finger's been good ever since that first game. Obviously, then not playing at Lords was good for it, actually, and then last game was fine, and then I've been bowling during the week. The only thing, I've just got to keep bowling with it to make sure it's ready for the games.
Mo, one of your great assets to England over many years has been your adaptability, your flexibility. Would you accept that batting at 3 is something that's good for the team, even if it's not necessarily ideal for you?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the most important thing, and I feel, obviously, I think Brookie's a great player and will be a great player, and I just personally feel like 5 is great for him, and the impact he can have at 5 is much more than what he probably could do at 3 at the moment. I'm not saying he won't be a good number 3, but I just feel right now for the team it's probably best that I go 3, and I think if I can come off once in 4 knocks, if I do play the next one as well, and then chip in the other ones, then I feel like it's a decent job done.
Everything in the series is close, and that fantastic finish at Headingley, which has kept the series so alive, all the stats are close. In the England dressing room, do you feel, on the balance of the play we've seen, that you're the better team?
I think we've challenged the number 1 team in the world, and we've gone toe-to-toe with them, and it's probably been the reason why they're number 1 is probably why they're winning 2-1 in terms of they've just at that crucial time they've managed to win that battle, and but I don't think we're far off, and I think Australia know that, everyone knows that, but they are number 1 in the world, and I think we're doing really well, taking them all the way. All the games have been fantastic, and but the belief in the change room is that we can win this series 3-2, and there's no doubt about that we have that in the change room.
Just finally from me, in this series situation and this ground, maybe in this weather, do you still think James Anderson's the best man for the job for England? Clearly the team do, because that's why he's in the team.
Yeah, 100%. It's the best bowler we have, and we've had over the years. Obviously him and Brodie have been outstanding, but Jimmy, and I thought actually even in the first 2 games he played, I actually thought he bowled really well in both of them. It's not like when he feels like, or when people say he doesn't bowl well, he doesn't go for any runs. He still goes at 2 and does a great job. And then if he picks up a few wickets, and I think he's been a bit unfortunate with catches and things probably not going his way, but there's no doubt England are a better team with James Anderson in there.
Thanks.
We'll go Sam at the back of the room, then Andrew, and then George, then Scott.
Hey Mo, just on James, there's no place for sentiment in cricket, but just how nice is it for Jimmy and for the crowd here as well to be able to see him playing an Ashes here at home?
Yeah, it's really good. I think anybody that plays at the home ground for England, it's amazing. But I think especially for him having his own end here, but being the best bowler England have ever had, and being obviously a legend of a player and a great guy as well. So yeah, it's great to see him have the opportunity to play. Probably could be his last one, but yeah, and hopefully he bowls well and gets us the win.
Nasher.
Mo, I think collectively as a team you've kept Warner, Labuschagne and Smith to 100 and 150 in all the knocks they've had. Does that feel like one of the big successes you've had in this series, given some of the runs they've scored against England in the past? Yeah,
I mean, all 3 are great players, and I think the great players are always due, and I think they obviously drew some runs. Smith obviously played brilliantly at Lords, and he's outstanding player and very hard to play against. So when you see the back of him in particular, you always feel like it's early. You feel like you've done a great job as a team. But yeah, all 3 are brilliant players, and you always, as players and as the opposition, you know that it's around the corner with players like that. You're hoping that it doesn't happen, but yeah, it's been one of the reasons why I think the series has been so tight, is because we've managed to keep them a little bit quiet.
Scott and George.
Mel, I'm just wondering, do you feel like England are still approaching these tests with the bat the same as they were at the start of the series? Like, I guess if you look at, say, Edgbaston, there were scoop shots and that kind of stuff. We haven't seen that since. I know when you've been, say, 7 down and beyond, there's been a lot more attacking stroke play. But for the first 6 wickets, has the mentality changed at all in some way?
No, not at all. I think the conditions have changed and we've adapted, I guess, against, again, the best bowling attack in the world. But I think over the next 2 games, you will see scoops and shots when the opportunity comes or the situation comes. I think Ruti was practicing a few today as well. So, yeah, I don't think it's changed. I just think that Australia have bowled really well and their tactics have been good. So it's not allowed us to get in a position where scooping is always, or playing that sort of attacking brand. But I think generally the guys, when they've got in, they've been quite aggressive, I think. But there is that in the team where you have to soak it up sometimes, and someone like Stokesy did that really well and then played his shots. So there has to be a balance, of course.
I know you've got other commitments, but looking a bit further ahead, and with you enjoying the environment and all, do you have any thoughts about that India Test tour?
Not really, to be honest with you. I think for me it's getting through these 2 games, and then well, if I play the 2 games, yeah, I just want to get through that and then see. It's not easy. I find Test cricket really hard, and it is the hardest and the best format out there for sure. And but I have really enjoyed my time since I've come back, and it's been a brilliant environment. And I wish it was this 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, I'm not thinking too far ahead. I'm sure Baz and Stokesy will probably speak to me after the series or after the summer. But for me at the moment, it's just the series.
Okay, so you're not saying no necessarily. It's just that you'll make a decision.
I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no.
Okay, fine. And can I also ask, if that's all right, please? Why do you think so many people are leaving Worcestershire? Obviously, it's a club that you've got a lot of fondness for, but there are a lot of players going. Do you have any thoughts?
I'm not sure, actually. I mean, I know a lot of them have gone to Nottingham and I think one Derby. I think could be financial. I think probably is financial with a couple of players, but I think some players probably feel like they want to play at a bigger venue and say a bigger club, and doesn't always work out, but good luck to them. I love Worcester, and I still love Worcester, and I still, obviously for my brothers there and the coach Richard, and so I still follow their progress and stuff. And it's a shame, but it's always been a club or a county, that's produced good players, and I'm sure they always will.
Any more?
Perfect. Thank you.
Stefan,
Thanks.
thank you.
We're going to just hang around this corner here. We'll just do Stefan.